Welcome back, folks. I'm Drew, your host of Deciphered, a show from Blockstream that shares best practices in Bitcoin by exploring some of the cool features in our wallets, technologies, and other products for all skill levels. In today's video, we'll dive into the world of Bitcoin Multisig. We'll explain what it is, how it can give you greater security and flexibility in hodling your Bitcoin, and then we'll demo how to set up a 2 of 3 multisig solution using the Blockstream Jade and the Specter and Sparrow desktop apps. So with that, let's get started. Bitcoin Multisig, short for Multisignature, is a wallet configuration that requires multiple signatures to authorize a Bitcoin transaction. It works like a digital version of a safety deposit box, where multiple keys are needed to open the box. Requiring multiple keys to sign off on a transaction adds an extra layer of security to your Bitcoin holdings, making it more difficult for a single point of failure, like losing a private key or falling victim to a phishing attack. In a traditional single-key Bitcoin wallet, also known as single sig, you have one private key that corresponds to one public key, which is linked to a unique Bitcoin address. When you send Bitcoin from this address, you need to sign the transaction using your private key to prove your ownership of the funds. This is a one-of-one transaction because only one signature from a single private key is required to authorize the transaction. In contrast, a multisig wallet utilizes multiple private keys corresponding to a single address. The wallet is set up with a specific combination of signatures required to send a transaction out of the wallet. This is often referred to as a M of N multisig wallet, where M is the minimum number of signatures needed and N is the total number of keys to sign the transaction. For example, a 2 of 3 multisig wallet requires at least 2 signatures from a total of 3 cosigners or private keys to send a transaction out of a wallet. The wallet's receive address will be derived from those same 3 private keys. To make this simple, imagine you have a vault with 3 keyholes and 3 different keys. The magic about this lock is that any 2 keys need to be inserted to unlock the vault. Multisig wallets can be set up with various M of N configurations, such as 3 of 5, 4 of 6, or even more complex arrangements. The choice depends on your specific security requirements and the desired level of redundancy and access control. With that, let's explore in more detail why multisig is such a crucial feature for Bitcoin security and management. Implementing a multisig solution offers numerous benefits, some of which we'll discuss in greater depth. HelperBot, do your magic, please. First, enhanced security. With multisig wallets, the risk of unauthorized access to your funds is significantly reduced. In a single sig wallet, if your private key is compromised, an attacker can easily steal your Bitcoin. However, in a multisig wallet, if one key is compromised, the attacker would still need to gain access to the other required keys to authorize a transaction. This additional layer of security is particularly important for storing large amounts of Bitcoin or for users who may be targeted by hackers due to their public profile or other factors. Second, access and collaboration. Multisig can be useful in situations where multiple people need to approve transactions or have shared control over a wallet. For example, businesses can use multisig wallets to ensure that financial decisions are made collectively by key stakeholders, rather than by being left to one single individual. This can prevent unauthorized spending or misappropriation of funds, and it promotes transparency and collaboration among authorized parties. Next, backup and recovery. Distributing private keys among multiple parties or devices provides a robust backup solution for your Bitcoin wallet. If a single key is lost or destroyed, the other keys can still be used to access and move the funds. Fourth, estate planning and inheritance. Multisig wallets can also be a useful tool for wills, trusts, and ensuring that your Bitcoin can be passed on to your heirs in the event of your death. By setting up a multisig wallet with trusted family members or beneficiaries as cosigners, you can ensure that they have access to your funds without the need for complicated legal processes or third-party services. In summary, the use of multisig wallets can significantly enhance the security, flexibility, and resilience of your Bitcoin holdings. By requiring multiple signatures for transactions, you can protect your funds from theft, loss, and unauthorized access, while also facilitating collaboration among family members or business partners, and providing a robust backup and recovery solution. To set up our multisig wallet, we'll be using the Blockstream Jade hardware wallet in Specter. Jade works with many other software applications such as Nunchuck, Keeper, Blue Wallet, and many more. Blockstream Green currently offers a different way of setting up a multisig wallet. Blockstream Green uses a service called Multisig Shield, which uses different forms of 2FA in order to send a transaction out of Green. To learn more about Blockstream Green and Multisig Shield, make sure to check out our earlier Deciphered video right at the top of the screen. Now that we've covered the basics of multisig, let's walk through the process of setting up a multisig wallet using Blockstream Jade and Specter on our desktop. Here I am in Specter connecting my own Bitcoin node to Specter. Now this is not required, but it is highly recommended, as you don't want any public nodes to see your transactions. If you connect to your own Bitcoin node, you're the only one that knows which transactions you actually sent. From there, I'm going to now change the network, and now from there, I'm going to just simply copy and paste things over to Specter. So I copied over my username, now I'm going to copy over my password. Once I paste this in, I'm now going to grab my host address. Once I do that, paste that in there, and I'm going to press connect. From there, Specter's going to say, nice job. Now that I've connected my own node, I'm going to create a multisig wallet. So you're going to click multisig and you're going to want to find Jade. From there, you're going to want to name the device. I'm going to make it simple and just call it Jade 1, and you're going to press get via USB. From there, you're going to go over to your Jade, and for this example, I'm going to be setting up my own Jade, all 3 Jades as if they were brand new. Now, if you want a deeper dive as to how to set up a Jade, please check out our earlier Deciphereds where we do a much deeper dive on how and why you'd want to set up your own Jade. But for this example, I'm simply going to fast forward through this whole thing, and I'll interject in between each setup. Now that I've completed my first Jade setup, Specter's going to start filling in some of the fields. Once I see all fields are done and that screen disappear, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to press continue. I'm going to add another device, and I'm going to find Jade, and I'm going to name this Jade, Jade 2, and I'm going to press get via USB. From there, I'm going to set up another Jade as if it was brand new. Fantastic. Now that we've set up our second Jade, Specter's going to do the same thing it did for the first Jade, and it's going to fill in those same fields. And from there, we're going to press continue, and then we're going to press add another device as we're setting up a 2 of 3 multisig setup. I'm going to do the same steps as before and press Jade, and I'm going to name my new device. I'm going to name this device DIY Jade. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as in later Deciphereds, we're going to actually create our own Jade with off-the-shelf parts. As you can see, this Jade looks a little different than our previous 2 Jades, but it is a Jade. In order to click around, we need to click those buttons one at a time, and in order to select something, we need to press both buttons at the same time. But as I mentioned, we'll go in a deep dive in a later episode, so make sure you subscribe. But it's a regular Jade, so we're going to set this Jade up as we set up the previous 2. Fantastic. Now that we've set up our third Jade, Specter is once again going to work its magic, and once it's done importing, we're going to scroll to the bottom and press continue. From there, we're going to want to press create multi-signature wallet, and then from there, we're going to be given the option to select which devices we want in our setup. For this example, I'm going to click all 3 devices. From there, you're going to want to name your multisig setup. For this example, I'm just going to press Jade multisig wallet. From there, you're going to be given the option of how many signatures you need to be able to send a transaction out of your wallet. Because we're setting up a 2 of 3 multisig, we're going to leave 2. From there, we can see all 3 of our devices, and we're going to press create wallet. The app will generate a new multisig wallet address along with a wallet backup file. This file is absolutely critical for backup purposes. If the file is not followed to the exact comma, the recovery efforts will be all for naught. Private keys and the backup file are required to recover the wallet. Think of the backup file as a treasure map. Without knowing the exact steps to get to the treasure, you will not be able to find it. Once at the treasure, you will need the recovery phrase to open it up. Fantastic. So now that we have our backup file saved and all of our recovery phrases in a safe place, I'm going to actually send some Bitcoin to my new Jade multisig setup. So I'm actually going to go behind the scenes and use my phone to send some sats to this address. Fantastic. I sent myself some sats, and if we go over to transactions, we can see those sats in my new multisig wallet. And just like that, I want to send those sats out of my wallet. So I'm going to go over to send, and I'm going to press new. We're going to now input an address. I got this address from my Blockstream Green wallet, and I'm going to send all of my sats out of my multisig wallet. I want to see the amount of sats I'm going to pay in fees, which looks acceptable to me, so I'm going to create an unsigned transaction. From there, Specter is going to ask us which device we want to sign with first. I'm going to sign with my DIY Jade. I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to click it, and I'm going to go over to my DIY Jade, and we will see the amount of sats being sent and to which address, which looks acceptable to me. I'm going to press accept, and once that happens, it's going to show us the mining fees, which looks acceptable to me. So I'm going to press accept. Once I go back to Specter, it will accept that, and it will ask us which device we want to sign with next. From there, I'm going to click Jade 1. Now that I've clicked that, I'm going to go over to my Jade 1, and I'm going to see it's give me some information, and everything looks good to me. So I'm going to press accept, and I'm going to press register wallet. And just like that, we see the amount of sats, the mining fees, and everything looks good to me. Once we go back to Specter, it's going to give us a new window, and it says, do you want to send this transaction? And we want to send this transaction, so we press accept. So now I'm going over to my Blockstream Green, and I want to see that the transaction went through. And just like that, we see an unconfirmed transaction in our Blockstream Green. So nice job. You just sent and received your first sats out of your multisig wallet. I'm going to now import my wallet into a new wallet software. To do this, I'm going to make my life a little easier, and I'm going to go to Settings, Export, and I'm going to press Download Specter JSON file. From there, I'm going to name this file and then save it to my computer. From there, I'm going to go over to Sparrow, and I'm going to press File, Import Wallet. From there, I'm going to scroll down until I find Specter Desktop. From there, I'm going to press Import File. Once I do that, I'm going to click the file that I want just saved. Once I do that, I'm going to want to name the wallet. And then it's going to ask us if we want to create a password. I don't want to do that for this. And as we can see, once we press the OK button, we see our 100,000 sats that we previously sent ourselves on Specter. A great feature of Jade is that you're able to save the configuration file to Jade itself. In order to do that, we're going to want to verify an address on our device. So to do that, we're going to want to go to the Receive tab, and we're going to want to press Display Address on Device. From there, I'm going to go over to my Jade and unlock my Jade in order to verify the receive address. After we input the correct PIN, we're going to go back to our computer to see a new window pop up. It's simply asking if this is the correct Jade, and we're going to press yes. Once we do that, we're going to want to go back to our Jade to verify the receive address is the same on the computer as that is on the Jade. Now that I'm back on my Jade, we see a new window pop up, and this is asking us to register the multisig wallet to our Jade. So I'm going to click through and make sure everything looks good, and every time it does look good, we're just going to press OK and move forward. Because everything looks alright, I'm going to press register multisig. From there, the Jade is going to give me a receive address, and I'm going to verify that matches what's on my computer. I'm going to press OK, and now that we go back to our computer, we will see the loading screen go from loading to success. Once in Sparrow, I'm going to press File, Import Wallet, and I'm going to scroll down until I find Jade Multisig. In this video example, you're actually seeing me hold up my phone. This is a workaround that if you need to, you can do. This workaround is for any newer laptop or any older laptop where the webcam can't scan the animated QR from Jade directly. So I just made a little video recording the animated QR and I imported that into Sparrow. As you can see, the import worked and we could see those previous sats that we sent ourselves earlier. And that's it for today, folks. Before we sign off, let's go over what we learned today. We first learned that multisig requires more than one private key to sign off a transaction before the transaction will be broadcasted to the Bitcoin blockchain. After that, we learned why this functionality might be important to you, your business partners, or even your loved ones. Multisig is an excellent way to enhance the security and flexibility of your Bitcoin holdings and to provide access control over shared wallets. We then set up our first multisig using Jade and the Specter desktop app to set up a 2 of 3 multisig. We then did the same with Sparrow. Finally, it's important to remember to always practice safe storage of your private keys and recovery seeds to ensure the long-term safety of your funds. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more user-friendly Bitcoin content. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below and we'll do our best to address them in future videos. Thanks again for taking the time to watch our tutorials. We do this for the community. Until next time, continue stacking those sats, and as always, don't trust, verify.